Every man is our brother, and every man's burden is our own.
Where poverty exists,
all are poorer.
Where hate flourishes, all are corrupted. Where injustice reigns,
all are unequal.
One of the things that was true about my father that I saw in every aspect of his behavior, sort of the on and off stage, as it were, was an absolute practice of that principle. He could go to Washington, spend the day at the White House, go to Union Station and chat with the Redcaps, and be just as comfortable, in either relationship. So he could translate, from the have-nots to the haves.
And one thing I think about is what Whitney Young did with the National Urban League. He was there for a 10-year span, but the impact he had on the organization, the growth that he had, and the focus that the National Urban League during Whitney Young's tenure was really focused on the economic empowerment, closing the income inequality, the gaps with African Americans and whites, and what he did during that time period was so impactful for that organization at that time and then beyond.
He brought to the corporate world the reality that it needed to be more diverse in every level. For there to be any economic equity, we had to have some relationships with the private sector, and he opened those doors.
I was so impressed when I attended the Whitney Young Conference as a guest. I thought the individuals were so talented and professional, and I saw myself in the ranks of those individuals, and that just inspired me to want to attend Wharton and be a part of it.
Whenever I've gone, I've been really impressed by the caliber of the students, the attention to detail in organization, the way that it seems to flow seamlessly. Really speaks to the care, thoughtfulness, attention, and skills of the Wharton students.
To think about doing our work, which we thought was impossible to get done anyway, plus try to plan a conference, you were always thinking about Whitney Young.
The fact that this has been going on essentially since my father's death in 1971 speaks to the impact that those initial alumni felt, the obligation that they felt to launch the conference and to endow a chair in his name, because they recognized that they wouldn't have the opportunities that they have had there not been a Whitney Young. And I think there's also the ability to see, particularly when you look at some of the older alumni who have really achieved, that I can be there. This person has gone ahead of me, and I can do that too.
When I look back on the Whitney Young Conference, that's what I saw as a prospect. I saw a conference that was trying to achieve greatness, and all the students trying to achieve and do their functions as best they could, and run a conference that looked like any other well-run conference across the country. And when I was in school, the same mindset. Hey, I want to do the best work. I want to, I'm just as good as anybody else in here. I can do just as much. And then leaving business school and my career, always wanting to be the best, achieve the best. It's part of my life now. But that was, definitely influenced by Whitney Young.